Hello everyone, my name is Ryan, and welcome to today's video. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and click that notification bell to never miss an upload. In this video, we will be covering the history of the Taliban, also known as the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan. The history of the Taliban can be traced back to 1994, where its founder, Mullah Muhammad Omar, founded the group in Kandahar. At this point in time, Afghanistan had been involved in a civil war for the past 2 years. Coming out of the Soviet-Afghan conflict for the last 10 years, Mullah Omar, along with 90,000 of his other Mujahideen brothers, were dissatisfied with the current government and wished to see Islamic law put into power. On November 3rd, 1994, the Taliban conquered Kandahar. Before January 4th, 1995, they controlled 12 Afghan provinces. Militias controlling the different areas often surrendered without a fight. At these stages, the Taliban was popular because they stamped out corruption, curbed lawlessness, and made the roads and areas safe. In a bid to establish their rule over all of Afghanistan, the Taliban expanded from Kandahar by invading large swaths of Afghanistan. By early 1995, the Taliban had its eyes set on Kabul, but suffered a devastating defeat against the governmental forces of the Islamic State of Afghanistan in their initial attacks on the city. During their retreat from Kabul, the Taliban fighters started shelling the city, killing many civilians. The media reported in March 1995 that following the Taliban's shelling, they lost much respect from Afghans and were seen as just another power-hungry militia. On September 26, 1996, as the Taliban prepared for another major offensive on Kabul, the Islamic State of Afghanistan ordered a full retreat from Kabul to continue anti-Taliban resistance in the northeastern mountains instead of engaging in street battles in Kabul. The Taliban entered Kabul the next day, and so on September 27, 1996, they established the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan. The goal of the Taliban during this period was to return to order. They sought to establish an Islamic government through law and order upon the entire land of Afghanistan, employing a strict interpretation of Sharia law and ordinance with the religious edicts of Mullah Omar. During their rule, the Taliban and their allies committed massacres against Afghan civilians, denied UN food supplies to 160,000 starving civilians, and conducted a policy of scorched earth, burning vast areas of fertile land and destroying tens of thousands of homes. When the Taliban took power in 1996, 20 years of continuous warfare had devastated Afghanistan's infrastructure and economy. There was no running water, little electricity, few telephones, functioning roads, or regular energy supplies. Basic necessities like water, food, and housing, and others were in desperately short supply. In addition, the family structure that provided Afghans with a social and economic safety net was also badly damaged. Afghanistan's infant mortality rate was the highest in the world. A full quarter of all children died before they reached their 5th birthday. By 1998, the Taliban's emirate controlled 90% of Afghanistan. The remaining 10% of the northern countryside was occupied by the Afghan Northern Alliance, which was founded in late 1996 in response to the fall of Kabul to the Taliban. In December 2000, the United Nations Security Council passed Resolution 1333, recognizing humanitarian needs of the Afghan people, condemning the use of Taliban territory for training terrorists, and the Taliban providing safe haven to Osama bin Laden, issuing severe sanctions against Afghanistan under Taliban control. In October 2001, the United States, with its allies including the Afghan Northern Alliance, invaded Afghanistan and routed the Taliban regime. The Taliban leadership then fled to nearby Pakistan, where they were allowed safe haven and training grounds for their future military endeavors. Following the retreat, the Afghan Northern Alliance was dissolved, as members and parties supported the new Islamic Republic of Afghanistan, the current official government of Afghanistan, with many members of the Northern Alliance finding their way into the following administrations. The U.S. military has continued to commit troops and money in an effort to rout Taliban advances across all of Afghanistan. Although the U.S. has been successful in the region overall, the amount of collateral civilian casualties grew resentment from the Afghan people. In 2004, the U.S. performed a single airstrike in southern Afghanistan that killed 30 civilians, none of which were Taliban fighters. To many, the Taliban have come out of the blue with their territorial advances today. While the news has covered their activities less and less, the Taliban never went away. Their operations became similar to other terrorist networks in the Middle East. They began using suicide bombers in regional capitals, bombing public and governmental buildings, and have continued to fight in a guerrilla warfare-style campaign against the U.S. and its allies. The Taliban has recently caught a second wind largely due to the failures in the current government. Over the past 17 years, the Islamic Republic proved effective at first, with the establishment of their own constitution, legislative, executive, and judiciary branches, in addition to the security offered by the U.S. However, despite this heavy U.S. investment, and the initial good prospects for the Republic's future, among other things, their failure to improve infrastructure, police forces, and most importantly, a failure to effectively hold elections, brought about a rise in the Taliban's offensiveness in 2019, with Afghanis holding less and less faith in the government, and aided by their increasing resentment for foreign military powers, the Taliban has been able to recruit and retake at a rapid pace. As of February 29, 2020, the United States and the Taliban have entered into a peace deal. The deal states the United States will withdraw all forces from Afghanistan, and in exchange, the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan will not house terrorist enemies of the United States, such as Al-Queda. With this in effect, and combined with low popular support for the existing government, the only thing that slowed the Taliban down was COVID-19, halting most efforts to spring of this year. The removal of all U.S. troops from Afghanistan is scheduled for September 11, 2021. As of August 13, 2021, the Taliban now controls approximately 2/3 of Afghanistan, with 16 of the 34 provincial capitals in their full control, and more being surrounded by the day. Most notable among their controlled capitals is Kandahar, being Afghanistan's second largest city. It is estimated today that Kabul may be taken by the Taliban within 3 months. In an effort to safely evacuate the remaining U.S. embassy workers and the thousands of local translators, political envoys, and other Afghans seeking citizenship in the United States, 1,500 more troops have been deployed to Kabul to defend them as they make it to safety. It is more important now than ever that the world learns of the previous atrocities of the Taliban as it gains its hold over Afghanistan once again. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing, hit that like button, and please leave a comment down below with what you wish to learn about next. I'll be covering the Taliban more in the future, so make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss it. Until next time, take it easy.